I did not have the microphone on when I was screen recording this. I was in the store and I took the time to reach out to customer service to learn why there no substitution option. The customer wanted a 16-ounce package of great value sharp cheddar cheese. They only had 8-ounce packages, and I could not substitute. So they put a higher level person on with me. They said they would connect me, and the person explained that if the customer does not tick approved substitutions, like a shopper can choose a substitution, that option will never populate. And it made it harder because the customer would have probably been fine with 2 8-ounce packages instead of a 16-ounce. At least they would have gotten what they wanted. Why am I recording this house? I know an old person lives here that uses the apps. He's very smart to use the apps. I think he's a loner. I think he's alone. But why discuss this? I completed 6 roadies. I have the app on my phone, but I haven't turned it on because I've been busy with other things. I remember delivering one of my first CVS prescriptions, and I think it was Dimple on Demands that said CVS was joining on to Roadie. I should give it a go. I bet you it's more in demand now, because when something is new, it takes a while to get it off the ground. I know I'm going to talk to this man. I'm going to give him a hand. At least get it in his door. There's a case of water. But I'm going to tell him, I couldn't substitute because you didn't choose approved substitutions. He probably, maybe, I'm assuming, it's just an assumption, people substitute stuff that you really don't like, but this was a perfect example of maybe Spark. I spoke with a higher up, and because they want to figure out the glitches, there's got to be a way they can program it that if there's not a 16-ounce package of a product, but there's 2 8-ounce packages, you can substitute that. Because I know this person living in this house, I think his name's John. He would appreciate me getting all the items that he wanted. Because I know we don't drive. I feel bad. I wish I could have gotten the packages of cheese that he wanted. You know? I know this isn't the best angle, the prettiest view. However, I had a long, sticky day, and it was exhausting. When I got to that house, I'll start off with this. This is all about glitches, nothing working right, glitches. When I got up to the door, he really wasn't that old. But last time, the one time I met him, he barely opened the door, and I sensed that he was older and sickly. He told me he just got out of the hospital. He had a big thing on one of his legs. Not the healthiest man. Definitely in his 70s, but a beat up 70s, And we chit-chatted for a few minutes, and he was very appreciative. He told me the order I delivered, he placed it last week. He explained to me that he is a Walmart Plus customer. He was just shocked that he finally got his order. He placed different orders, and he goes, I got those, but I never got this one that I placed the order last week, and here you are now, finally with the order. So he tells me what's going on. Like, he had so many problems he ordered it, but he could barely get the products to his door. That when something came, he was just grateful. That's what he said. So he taught me a little bit. He taught me Walmart Plus, if you place an order $35 and up, it's free delivery, whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's great. You're learning. And so we discussed the substitution. He goes, I changed that. They wouldn't allow me to change it. It was after the fact. So hopefully the next time I place an order, that's finally in the system. I mean, I should have taken notes of all the shit he told me about him placing his orders through the Spark app to get, or maybe it was through Walmart, because I know they're working so much out. But he told me this order that I delivered today, he placed it last week. He made other orders after that, and he got those orders. So then they had like a special, a June special. So he grabbed it and he was like, unbelievable. I got something at my door. So he understands that, the system's all trying to work out. He goes, I just don't understand why somebody couldn't deliver. Like, they don't always have delivery people. I find that hard to believe because I stopped for a while because I like to shop and pay, especially when it's local drop-offs. But I could never grab the decent ones. Well, I don't want to take the $12 orders. It just, to go into a store for $12 for 5 items and all that time and, the shop and pay and then drop it off, it's not worth it. It's just not. So this one, I think it was 15 and change. And I said, I'll do it because it was a local drop off and I just wanted to move around a little bit. And I forced myself to speak with customer service, and they got a higher level customer service person to speak with me, and it answered my question, because now in the future I know not to waste my time. I really wanted to get everything the customer wanted, and I was sitting there trying to figure out, why can't I make the substitution? And I've made substitutions before, but someone told me unless the customer sets that up in their account, so it's always going to be different. So when there's no option to substitute, you have to tap can't find item. Meanwhile, you could have gotten it for them. He has a lot of cold food. I have everything in a insulated bag, and I can handle 1 case of water. But now I'm just going to grab this bag and bring everything up. This wasn't so bad. It was a smaller order. The GPS took me a couple of miles away again, and I stopped and I regrouped. I said, I'm familiar with this area. This is an easy route. And I typed it back in to the Waze app. I like Waze. And then I headed toward the way Waze told me to go, that after I manually typed it in. And then I pulled over and I tapped the button in the app, the Spark app, and it's bringing me the same way now. It was bringing me away. I noticed that yesterday. There was 2 drop-offs. It brought me to the other side of town. Very strange. I just brought back the rest of the products. They paid me 15 and change. I told them I tried for 45 minutes trying to find the address. When I called the customer, immediately she just went, no one's ever had a problem finding my place before. Okay. I didn't want to be mean because I was delivering to a senior complex, and I went to the complex down the street, and they were really nice, and they're like, we know it's right down the street. That's what you're looking for. That's where you need to be. And I just couldn't find this woman's door. So I called up Spark and I said, I was right down the street. I expected to be at the park by 5:30. I accepted the batch because I'm on a schedule for my day, and I wasn't working after 5 o'clock. It shouldn't take that long. Yesterday, this happened with the GPS. I couldn't find addresses. Today, I got halfway through. At least they paid me the 15 and change. But in the chat, they're telling me that I'm going to receive full pay and going back to the store. It's still open in the app. I'll go to the park. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to sit down for a few hours and get some work done online. This was too much. I just can't get over how difficult it was to try to find an address in this location, and I'm familiar. So that's what happened. I could let it ruin my day, but that's why I brought it to an end. I didn't want it to ruin my day. And I just want to stay on schedule, because it's not about someone else's schedule. It's about my schedule and what I'm moving forward with. And I refuse to let it gig at that all this chaos. And even when I got to the store, I was like, what an easy pickup. The worker walked away before I finished scanning. Oh, before I even scanned. So I started scanning, and it said that I was missing an item, just like yesterday. I had too many items yesterday. I had somebody else's, that's what happened. I had somebody else's product in my batch. It should have been in someone else's batch. There's a lot of chaos. It'll exhaust you. And that's why sometimes I go, you know what? Okay. I'll just work Uber and Grubhub around town, because when you do larger jobs, there's more involved. Higher pay, there's more involved. I mean, yesterday and today, just so much energy just to earn a buck. So I learned a lot. And I'll see. I'll check the app later. The woman in the store said they usually receive return on their end. And I said, I understand. Because she showed me her machine. And she goes, but if that's what they told you, I'll take your word for it. And I said, do you want me to wait until you finish? And she said, no. I'll get to it when she was in the middle of something. I'll do that after this. So I'll show you the text, the conversation. So, it was just, I'm tired already. This video is already too long. It was just glitch after glitch. Yesterday, having items in my batch that should have been in someone else's. The GPS bringing me the first 2 drop-offs to another location on the other side of town. The man that would not accept the products and I had to bring them back to the store yesterday. It was the least I can do. I was passing the store anyway. That happened today. I couldn't find an address. When I accepted the shop and pay for that older gentleman, I did learn something. It's good to know that someone actually went out of their way to make sure I understood why I didn't have a substitution button. Then I accepted a batch, and I said, you know what? I'll be at the park by 5. I'll miss all the rush hour. I'll earn a few more bucks. And I liked the route. It was all Levittown, East Meadow. I think one was Syosset, but close Syosset. I was going to bop back home. And I saw the time, and I said, it's sucking up too much of my time. It shouldn't be this hard. It just shouldn't be. And when I brought the products back to the store, I understand it's going to take 48 hours I'm not even going to show you the screenshots, because the conversation, if you put all the time I put into the conversation in the text, no doubt 45 minutes. Maybe not all at once, but 45 minutes. That batch was not leaving my end of the app. So that would prevent me, if I feel like working Spark tomorrow, if I'm up to it, I might take a break now. It's just, I'm hoping, I would think that Walmart would go down an Amazon Flex kind of deal. You accept a block. You tell the store that you are available and you'll be waiting in the parking lot. They pay you whatever they pay you to be available and on site for shop and pay and deliveries of a batch. it just, I know I'm not going to do this forever, but it's a great side gig. It's a great way to earn income when you really need it. Excuse me. But there's got to be a better system, because I took a long break from Spark. And then, I mean, my first few times, glitch, hard. Shouldn't be that hard at this point, at this stage. It should be seamless, actually, with all the people. I mean, I know the workers deal with a lot of different people. I see many times who's pulling up. And I'm like, I know they're not very nice to the workers. I've witnessed it. There's got to be a better way. Maybe someday, I say, maybe someday the apps won't be there. People will be working for companies and getting paid differently. You would, I guess, be a W-2, but still have freedom of choice when it comes to your hours. There's got to be a way to do it. I'm sure there is. Part-time W-2 jobs. It would be a lot less hassle, and it would train people like me to know how to handle situations a little better. I guess the video is just to tell you, problem, glitch. Oh, and I even showed you at Bolt Deliveries how low. They contacted me today in the middle of my day. I just said no. I know which one they wanted me to take. They're not paying enough. That I would rather I accepted a 40-something, again 42, I think it is, for tomorrow. Late morning, I'm going to work on my business and probably go back to the routine of Grubhub and Uber, second half of the day. And keep Spark. I just wish it wasn't so hard, because I don't hate Spark. I actually really liked shopping and delivering. I did. I didn't hate it. If I had a choice to do and I like Spark a lot better than Instacart. I just do. And I did when I first joined them.